Hello and welcome to Apologies in Advance, the topical podcast where me and my comedy friends Nico Yearwood and Darius Davies go through some of the stories in the news. So today we're going to be going through Ghislaine Maxwell. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's very complicated. I think that's what stopped the arrest happening for so long. It's just a very complicated to pronounce and spell name. Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested. She's Jeffrey Epstein's former, girlfriend / madam / whatever. And also the pubs are opening in the UK. Pubs have already opened. You might be watching this from a Wetherspoons right now, like lying on the floor drunk. If you are, fair play to you, tell us you're at. We'll send you some beers. Kanye West is running for presidency. And also we're going to talk about hair transplants because everybody on the podcast has either had a hair transplant or is interested in getting a hair transplant or tried to get one, but got turned away from the clinic for having too much hair. So first, let's introduce my friends on the podcast, Comedy Titans from the UK comedy scene. On Apologies in Advance, that's what we're calling our podcast. We've got to get it done in 40 minutes because we're only using the free Zoom thing. But here we are. Nico Yearwood, you want to say something?
Hello, everybody. Nico Yearwood, Comedian of the Year, 19.
In which Midlands town was that?
That was UK-based. That's all you need to know about that.
That was Scottish Comedian of the Year. That's a whole country.
Where's that? It's Scotland.
It's a province of England. But it's
never heard of it.
Very nice. And also, we've got Darius Davies.
Easy now. What's up, people? I'm not a Comedian of the Year, but I have got a filter on, and I'm doing big things. I'm saving woke male feminists when they've outed themselves and made themselves look like idiots. So it's all messed up, but it's nice to be here. On Apologies in Advance. The reason why is because hopefully we say some stuff that offends you. So we're sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is your trigger warning. If you need a trigger warning, this is it. You got 10 seconds to turn the podcast off now. But yeah, we just want to have the freedom. We're on Comedy Unleashed. Comedy Unleashed, fantastic platform where people can say, say what they want. They don't self-censor, so we can just go through the stories and say what we really think about them. So I guess first off, we've got the pubs reopening. Have either of you been to the pub yet?
Well, I'm currently stranded in Edinburgh, so the pubs are not open. But even if they were open, I don't think I would have gone to the pub if it was open. It didn't look like it was much fun just seeing like an early Mallorca, just fucking madness going on, added to the non-social distancing and all the coronavirus going around.
Nah, I haven't been to the pub either. I can give it another month before I head up to the pubs.
You're going to wait and see. You're going to wait and see if it dies.
Yeah. Give it a little more time to spread and settle in, and then I'll venture out. But I'm good for now.
On Facebook, everybody was saying like, "Oh my god, you're idiots. You're going to the pub. You're not socially distancing and stuff." But then, like during the protests, people weren't socially distancing. Everybody was fine. Everybody was fine with that. You know what I mean? And somebody said to me, they're like, "Oh, so you care more about getting drunk than you do about racial justice or whatever." I've never ever seen this person ever when you say like, "Do you want to come down the pub?" They've never turned around and been like, "Oh, I can't come down the pub tonight. I've got to sort out racial justice in Minneapolis." You know what I mean? There's systemic racism in the police in Minneapolis, and I can't come down the pub until that's fixed. Like before now, they've never said that. Suddenly, going to the pub seems to be like a sort of politicized issue.
Well, they should have.
Darius.
Yeah, I was going to say, stealing Leo's own joke. They should have just brought one of the Black Lives Matter signs, and they would have been immune to coronavirus. So everywhere I go now, I'm just wearing a Black Lives Matter sign, licking shit, and I'm fucking no corona at the moment.
That's Leo's joke though, Darius.
That is Leo's joke. What I just want to say to the Comedy Unleashed viewers is I will curate the best jokes I find online. I will steal them, try and make them funny, and I might acknowledge who does the joke. To be honest, I won't usually, but being as it's Leo's own joke, I suppose he'd recognize that I've stolen his joke. But normally I'll steal them and pretend they're mine.
Add a punchline to it, though.
What, his Corona joke?
I had a punchline, bro.
I don't know how you do comedy. Fucking nerds.
If you could steal it without totally mangling it, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, if you had just told your own joke, it would have been funnier.
How do you guys feel about wearing masks? You gonna wear masks when you go out?
In Scotland, so I'm in Scotland at the moment. In fact, I'm in my mum's house, and she needs the room back at 9 p.m. because she wants to watch Soldier or something. But I'm just here. I'm a grown man. I'm happy to be at my mum's house. It's coronavirus time, and she's got strong Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think the pubs thing. It's ridiculous that they're opening pubs, but they're not opening comedy clubs. It's like got 100 people in a Wetherspoons all drunk and shouting at each other. Like if one person's holding a microphone, like I don't see how that suddenly becomes like a coronavirus hotbed. They should open comedy clubs as well.
Yeah, but Nico asked you about if you're going to wear a mask.
Oh yeah, totally forgot that question. I was thinking he asked me something.
He was locked in on a piece of material he had. That got zero payoff. But but yeah,
I'll answer your question, Nico. I don't really care about wearing a mask because it doesn't make much difference to me. I'll put it on. So,
but you know, people are literally having fights and shootouts in America for people not wearing masks.
Oh, it's great, man. Because of this, look, what people are all being outraged about is that, look, you were getting this fantastic content. This is a good content. This woman's having a breakdown because she's been asked to wear a mask. This is great content. I mean, to be honest, it makes little or no difference to me. Actually, I think it looks quite cool wearing a mask. But I don't mind. I haven't been wearing one. Every now and then when I can remember, I put a mask on.
Yeah, in London, I was down in London. You got to wear the police. Like every time I got in the tube, the ticket people or the police would come and say, like, "Oh, you've got to wear a mask." But then I'd just say, "Oh, I gave my mask away to a war veteran or whatever." So then they just gave me one. But man, up here in Glasgow, they're price gouging these masks. I was in Lidl yesterday because that's where I do my shopping. You know what I mean? Comedy's not so great this summer. I was in Lidl and they got 10 face masks for £8. I was more shocked than you guys. I'm not going to lie.
That's a good price.
I don't know the going rate for masks, so I can't say is that good or bad.
It's a tiny wee thing. It's less than a tampon. You know what I mean? It's like a cigarette filter or something. It's nothing. It's just a bit of thing that you stick a couple of things over your ears, and that's it. There's nothing there. £8 for 10. That's mad. You get a full dinner. You get a full dinner in Lidl for that. If you bought that, that's going to be more than your weekly shop in Lidl.
Can't you just put like a handkerchief or a scarf around your face?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, you can do that, which is what I would do instead of spending £8 on 10 face masks.
I've still got the mask Kim Lee's girlfriend gave us.
I've still got that as well, and it's quite a cool one. It's black, so instead of being like white, it's like a different color. Also, I've seen some people who got cool masks with like stuff on them. You can have like I don't know, like a picture of a mouth, so it looks like you're not wearing a mask, or you can have like a dick going in your mouth or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually seen that, but I'm gonna launch it.
Nico, are you gonna wear a mask? What do you think about it?
I wear one when I go to the supermarket.
Let's
try this. What are the negatives of wearing a mask? Why, like, these people are infringing on my. What are the negatives? Like, I know some people out there, probably some comedy analysts, so I'm not wearing a mask. Like, what do you guys see as the negatives? Leo, I'll put that to you.
You can't make eye contact with somebody's mouth. I don't know.
0 for 3.
Yeah. Actually, technically, it's 0 for 4 because the joke I told was yours, and I'm putting that one on you.
4,000 retweets. You know what I mean? I think that joke is proved. It's justified itself.
Yeah, not on this podcast. It ain't.
Yeah, maybe it's not a talk. Some jokes don't work when you say them. Some jokes.
It doesn't translate to the stage.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, apparently, if you wear the mask constantly, you can pass out. That's one of the things I read. Yeah. Because of the carbon dioxide is being trapped within the mask. It builds
up. You're like...
Yeah. And you can pass out.
And also, you can tell when you got bad breath, which I guess is a benefit. Because I never knew I ever had bad breath. And then sometimes, like wearing a mask on the tube and stuff, I'm like, whoa.
Yes,
I got funky breath. Oh my God, I shouldn't have licked that doorknob.
I wait a minute. The carbon dioxide thing, that's a lie. I'll tell you why. Because I wore a mask all the way from Perth, 17 hours on an entire flight to the UK, and I didn't pass out.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be everybody. I think it's going to be people in that marginal thing who maybe aren't getting enough oxygen. Maybe they've only got one lung. Maybe their lungs are rubbish.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
No, I had to, when I went to the supermarket one time, I had to take it off because I was feeling a bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got asthma, so that's probably why.
Did a policeman rush over and arrest you?
No. It was I was in, what's it called? Lidl.
Oh, yeah, that's where I shop as well.
They don't protect Lidl, so that's,
Yeah.
Lidl don't even have someone ushering anyone in. They don't care.
Yeah, you don't have a greeter. But like the way I see it, because I like shoplifting. I do righteous shoplifting. If I get screwed on a drink steal in Tesco, you know when like the pina coladas aren't included in the like 4 for 3 thing or whatever, and then they like charge you full price for all of them. Like I'll go in and I'll make it right. I'll perform some street justice by shoplifting the amount that they've ripped me off. You know what I mean? But I would never do that in Lidl because like I just feel it's already so cheap. Like I wouldn't feel morally justified shoplifting from Lidl.
You're like the Robin Hood of shoplifters.
Exactly.
You steal from
the rich and give to me.
That's the best way to steal in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what else?
What about Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah. Is it Ghislaine or is it Ghislaine? Like the chocolate?
Is she Irish? Where's she from?
Is it French? Is it French?
Well, the only reason because that's the kind of Irish name, right? Where they like start like Peter.
I thought it's French, man.
I'm pretty sure it's French, not Irish. I mean, we could have done some. The three of us, one of us could have done some research before we did this podcast and found out. But I think it sounds French. It sounds French to me.
But the way where I was going with that is I was going to say.
Oh, it sounds like he's got some material coming.
Yeah,
this is good.
I was going to say, is it Irish? Because it's kind of like it's spelled one way instead of another way. But then you both went on attack. You took the question seriously. Went, no, I think it's French. I believe it's a French name. She's French. But the real question is, how is she going to die? That's what I want to know. Nico, how do you think she's going to die?
I said corona complications.
That's a good one. Leo, how do you think she's going to die?
Well, this is interesting because she's been put in I'll just refer to my notes, the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York. And it's just in a coronavirus scandal. They had coronavirus and they covered it up. And so obviously it's like when the elite try and get rid of somebody, like, Prince Harry, the ginger one, who's obviously his dad's Major Hewitt, like James Hewitt. They wanted to get rid of him, cover the evidence that Major Hewitt had pumped Lady Diana. So they sent him like flying fucking Apache helicopters in Afghanistan, like guaranteed like death. But somehow he survived it. Same thing with this. They've sent her straight into the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York, where if she doesn't get stabbed by by somebody like shanking her with a pork chop bone, she's definitely going to get coronavirus.
Yeah, I think it's going to be corona complications.
I said inmate, death by inmate. That was my one.
They've already flagged it up in the newspapers. They say it's a risk because apparently it's like a badge of honor. If you're an inmate and you kill somebody like that, so they're super like elite rich pedo person, or also they're pedo. Well, I already said pedo, but basically she's a double pedo. You know what I mean? So they all want to stab her or chuck a boiling pan of sugar water on her. Whatever they do in prisons these days.
Well, because that's what you do when you have one of the most high profile prisoners. You let them mingle with the general population. How do we know this woman who had contact to every elite celebrity couldn't be left alone with the general population? She's dead.
Well,
y'all think they're gonna arrest Andrew?
He's gonna get called in for questioning. Apparently, prosecutors.
He won't get arrested. Here's my prediction: he won't get arrested. Nothing will happen to him. He will talk. He'll go in and talk to them, but he won't say anything.
Nico, do you think he's going to get arrested?
I don't think anything's going to happen to him. I think as Darius said, he'll go in, talk to somebody, and then that's the end of that.
Yeah, I think some might happen because you would have never thought, like, Jeffrey Epstein's so super rich. You know, he's sitting there, he's like, you know, he's flying his private jet with Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and all these, like, you know, super elite, untouchable people. And he would have never thought. He went down. He went down, and then he ended up like killing himself or dying. You know,
killed. He killed himself.
How's somebody going to assassinate him inside?
But no, you know, the conspiracy theory is that it wasn't him.
It's a different body double.
Yes, that's a body double that they, you know.
Right.
That's. If we're going to talk about interesting things about, you mentioned he was with Bill Gates, he was with Bill Clinton. Obviously, he was with Donald Trump as well. But Fox News just did a thing. They did an article about him, and they cut Donald Trump out of the photo. Like, nah, Donald Trump, he would be with him. It turns out he's right there next to him.
There's one with Trump dancing, whispering in his ear. You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
And he goes, she's hot.
See, Trump is the one person I think they won't take down because the one thing that Trump does is he just kind of admits to stuff. He'll just be like, yeah, I went to this island, shagged loads of women and stuff, you know, and so what? And then they won't be able to, they'll be like, oh, but they're waiting for him to deny it. Whereas everybody else is like, you know, Prince Andrew is like, he says he can't even sweat. He doesn't even sweat. That's how far away he got from, like, you know, he's incapable of sweating. It's like, you know,
that's the greatest excuse of all time. I was at Pizza Express and I can't sweat. So that's just... Did you cheat on me? How could I cheat on you, baby? I was at Pizza Express and you know I can't sweat, baby. What kind of is...
Oh, that interview he did was brilliant. Because he thought he was doing a good job. This is the thing, these people are so like coddled. Like, I mean, at least Bill Clinton's got he's got a lot of nous. He knows what he's doing. Prince Andrew's just had people blowing smoke up his ass for 50 years. So he thinks everything he says is gold and he's going to be fine. So like his PR person actually walked out on him, and then he went and did this interview and just came across like not just the most guilty person, but like the most idiotically like crap excused guilty person in the world. So I think Prince Andrew's going down. Everybody in the world knows he's guilty. Like all these titans, like, you know, Jimmy Savile. You would have never thought he'd go down. You know, look at that. Look at the amazing quality of television he produced. You think he's untouchable. Like Harvey Weinstein, they're all going down. Prince Andrew, he hasn't even, like, what did he make? It's a Royal Knockout. Like, he's made nothing really.
No, but what happens is they sacrifice for one person. That's what's happening. They sacrifice one person so that would end the investigation. So, like, basically, maybe they get rid of this lady and they're hoping that it stops.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's...
Like put it all on her and say that she was the second in command to Epstein, and then it's all over if she goes down. So that's probably what they're hoping.
The reason they brought her in is because she's going to do a plea deal because she could be going to jail for the rest of her life. So she'll do a plea deal and like name everybody, Clinton, like Prince Andrew, all these people.
It won't get to that stage, man.
Didn't her dad die in mysterious circumstances at the stake as well? She's dead. She got pushed over. But this is like a part that she knows it. I know it. We all know she's dead. Her dad was found floating off the thing. They're like, this isn't getting brought down for no one. We've seen, even on a microcosm, how people with a semblance of power protect themselves. So I don't know if this is of interest to the UK or to the listeners, but obviously we've seen this like couple of weeks. The UK comedy industry. Some comedians have been outed as being predators, and they've issued apologies, and like there's obvious like these guys are predators. Then other guys are like but they're professionals and they make money. They're on TV. They're doing writing. So everyone's like, oh, that's all right. Then some low-level bum comedian who's like open mic basically. He like looked at a girl wrong, and suddenly he's outed like, oh, he's the one. This is the guy we're gonna sacrifice. They will. Nico's 100% right. They'll sacrifice. They'll give you something, but they're not going to give you the real culprit.
The system remains in place, man.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get Bill Clinton, but I think we'll get Prince Andrew because even the royal family must be sick of him.
They don't want him, anyways.
The Queen's just looking at him like, oh God, this prick. There's always one son. You know what I mean?
Too much heat.
Yeah, I don't understand why Ghislaine or Ghislaine. I mean, Darius is right. She does have one of those like Irish names. It's all like P's and Q's and I's in the wrong order, but you pronounce it like Siobhan or whatever. But I don't understand why she helped Epstein. Because, like, she's already, like, I know she didn't inherit all the wealth from her dad, because, like, her dad, like, all fell, like, that's why he killed himself, or that's why, you know, he was killed, because he was stealing money from the pension fund, and then, like, you know, there was no money left. So, but, I mean, compared to me, she was pretty rich. And, you know, I haven't had the urge to help any, you know, high-level New York financiers commit pedophilia. So I don't understand why she was doing it.
Well,
no. They said that she didn't have no money at all after the dad died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that she was practically...
When rich people have no money, they've still got more money than us.
Yeah,
but apparently it's because according to the Netflix, she believed she did all this, he'd still marry her. So she actually really wanted to marry him.
Right.
So she was like, well, normally I guess it's when, you know, a wife or something turns a blind eye. But here she wasn't not turning a blind eye. She was actively looking with both eyes and pushing more women towards him.
Recruiting.
Yeah, recruiting.
Yeah, but once you're rich, man, and you want to get back that lifestyle, innit? So she would have done anything. To go on from, like, a billionaire's daughter to nothing, almost nothing, living in a flat somewhere in New York.
Yeah. Well, she was living in New York with no money.
Yeah. They said she was practically, I was just reading about it. Not homeless, but she was, yeah.
I think Leo's right, though. It's like their poorness isn't like our poorness. I bet she still wasn't.
Yeah, right. No. But here's the thing. You get accustomed to a certain level of comfort. You then can't go back.
It's like if Nico couldn't afford to shop at Lidl anymore and he had to go to, like, I don't know, Farm Foods.
Yeah.
Farm Foods is the worst of them all.
But now...
They have Farm Foods in London. That's how shit it is.
Yeah, everybody's too rich in London. You know, you only get it in, like, the properly deprived areas.
Netto. Nico, you don't know about Netto.
I don't know about Farm Foods. I know about Netto. There was a Netto in Peckham.
Oh, really?
I seen that one, yeah.
All right, well, that's racist, so we'll leave it there. Why are you putting Netto in Peckham? What are you trying to say about the inhabitants of Peckham, Netto?
No, I'm just saying that's where I saw one. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Well, why is there not a Netto in Fulham is what I'm asking. These racist motherfuckers going after the low-income clientele. Farm Foods is, well, I don't know. What's worse, Netto or Farm Foods? Put it out there.
Netto? I think Netto. Netto actually sounds like some sort of German, like, capture and containment device or something. You know what I mean? It's got that sort of militaristic, like, concentration camp sound. At least Farm Foods, you know, farm, food, that's, you know, I'm happy with that. Netto, like, Netto, you know, it's not a pleasant thing.
That shirt you're wearing is from Netto.
Huh?
That shirt you're wearing.
TK Maxx. Oh my God, I'm in Scotland. This is the closest a Scots ever got to an actual piece of fruit. You know what I mean?
That's a Leo Kearse special.
Yeah.
Loud shirt with, like, fruit on it.
The man with the best shirt game in the world, man.
So yeah, what else are we going to talk about? I feel like we drifted away from Ghislaine. We covered Ghislaine. Anybody got anything else to add to the Ghislaine Maxwell saga? Did you watch the documentary?
Oh no. Did you see her friend? Her friend was on Piers Morgan's show, Good Morning Britain.
Really?
Yeah. And she was basically saying, well, me and Ghislaine been friends for whatever years, and I knew everything. She told me everything. And Piers is like, well, what the fuck didn't you say something?
You know, you mentioned that. There was a woman on Reddit. She's like the founder of Reddit, so she's worth shitloads of money. She's trying to be super woke, ultra thingy. And she's quoted...
The founder of Reddit? I thought the founder of Reddit was Serena Williams' husband.
Yeah, well, one of the co-founders. I can't remember. One of the high ups in Reddit, right? So she's an influential person. She tweeted the same thing. She went, in 2012, so 8 years ago, I was at some high level party and I didn't want to go in because I even knew about they were trafficking underage girls. And everyone's like, yeah, well, why didn't you say anything then? You talk about all of this, but you see how they keep it to themselves. So the same like her friends, like, you knew about this. Why didn't you say anything?
Yeah,
right.
It's like the Jimmy Savile stuff. Like after the Jimmy Savile thing came out, all these like BBC executives came forward and they're like, "Oh yeah, we knew. I feel terrible, but you know, he was just so powerful. It's like, he's not that fucking powerful. He's just some shitty old pedo guy who makes like shit TV on a Saturday night. He's not going to destroy Tokyo. He's not going to, like, you know, crush a continent. He's just, like, a little bit powerful. If they got rid of it, I don't know why they couldn't just, like, get rid of him, get somebody else. Surely like, you can just get a different old pedo-looking guy to make shit TV on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right. Two things. One, this meeting has just been upgraded by the host. We now have unlimited minutes. So if you're listening to this, I hope you appreciate the expense that we're going to put this through to you. Leo is now shocked because he thinks his credit card's being charged.
I'm the host. I'm the host. I didn't do anything. Yeah. Oh my God, Zoom must have like listened in, and they're like, "Oh man, these guys are talking about this.
These guys are crushing it.
We're going to give them unlimited minutes. I want to hear what they're saying about Ghislaine Maxwell next."
But the way Savile works, when they say someone's too powerful, and what they actually mean is, if I say anything, he's going to make me not have a job. Yeah, that's what they. And
it's that very specific power.
That's why there's a really funny Twitter at the moment. It says male comedian apologizes, right? But actually, it's really it's funny, but it's super cowardly, because I don't know who is the owner behind the male comedian apologizes, but I bet the person who's responsible for that Twitter, I bet they continue to work and get work from the very people that they're complaining about. So they're cowardly and they're hiding behind the Twitter saying we want change, but they won't reveal their name. Yeah. And that's why stuff like this persists, because no one's got any integrity. They're always thinking about themselves. So that male comedian Twitter apologized. I think it's real funny. But then I was thinking about it. So, wow, you've got no integrity, because I know that you're someone you're making moves in comedy. You know who's doing it, but you won't put your name to it because you still want to work with them, which is why certain comedians, they'll call out other people, but they won't call out others. And that's the same with Jimmy Savile. Oh, he's too powerful. No, he's not too powerful, but you want a job.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. That's why they called out the open mic comedian, but not the TV comedian, because he's making money for people. I mean, he got called out, but nothing's happened. Like Channel 4 have stood by him and stuff. So he's making money for people. So, you know, they've sort of, you know, covered it up, like allowed it to happen. And then, like,
I wasn't referring to any comedian in particular. I still want to work.
Yeah, we all still want to work with you. You know, Omerta. That is you.
Look, I've got integrity, but I need some money first. But I'll reveal it all once I start getting paid.
And then in 20 years' time, we'll be like, oh, bro, I knew what was going on. He's just so powerful.
But that's any cause, though. That's any cause. It's the same thing like in the NBA when there was that guy, Donald Sterling from the Clippers, and he said he don't want any N-words at his games, and his girlfriend was talking to Magic Johnson, and he was saying she got that he got AIDS, and why you talking to that N-word, blah, blah, blah. And the players were saying, people were saying they should boycott the games. You know, that the team shouldn't come out because the team was entirely probably 80% black guys. Mm. But none of them boycotted because they're like, come on, we need a job. You know what I mean? Like, we got to pay for this Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Like,
if they all boycott at the same time, they'd keep the job. But it's one person is too afraid. But if you all go as a thing, then, you know, they can't.
Yeah, but it's hard to get that, you know, 100% consensus. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to rock the boat. Some people like, nah. Let's wait this out, kind of thing. Yeah. Let's wait till elections.
Yeah.
See if he get voted out, kind of thing.
Yeah. I just feel with the Jimmy Savile thing, people were going above and beyond. Like, they weren't just covering it up. It's like, he was like, oh, can I have the keys to the morgue? You know, and like, people knew he was going down and doing dodgy. He was fucking the corpses and stuff. And like, there you go, Jimmy. There's the keys.
Why would you give anyone the keys to the morgue?
Yeah, totally. Especially Jimmy Savile. Don't give him the fucking keys to the morgue. Like the disabled children's ward. He was like going to the disabled children's ward, and they totally can't like defend. They can't even like, you know, like scream or move or whatever. And, oh man,
I like how we call this a topical show.
All right, let's get this back on track then. All right, let's get this back on track because Leo just doesn't continue to keep the thing on track. Kanye West.
Oh, Darius is making another power grab.
I will make another power grab. I'll control this. Kanye West running for president. What say you? What say you?
I think he'd be a good president. The thing is, like, the president doesn't have to be, as we've sort of seen over the last 4 years, doesn't need to be a details guy. You know what I mean? They're more of a sort of figurehead. They just need to be, you know, Donald Trump gets up there, he says like ridiculous, funny stuff, you know, like when he says China, like I can't. China. Like,
China. China.
It's the funniest thing. Kanye, man, he's a powerful orator. He's very socially aware. He's obviously very intelligent. You know, people say he's a bit crazy. I just find the reaction from like during Black Lives Matter, all these sort of white liberals were going, oh, we need to like listen to black people. You know, we need to give them opportunities and listen to what they're saying. Kanye West is like that. Yo, I'm running for president, and they're all like, shut up, you idiot, not you, because they think he's going to take votes away from Joe Biden or whatever.
Is that what they've been saying?
I made that up. Probably nobody said that, but I made it up because that's how Twitter works.
That's how comedy works.
Yeah, you just make something up, and then some people will believe that that's plausible.
Now, I think after Trump, anybody could be president, man. Yeah. Any celebrity personality, you know what I mean? Yeah. So Kanye got a shot if he is running. He got a shot, man.
So is he actually running? Because I saw his tweet, but is he actually running?
I
agree with you. I think the same.
Like, I don't think he can run because he's missed the deadlines for.
Yeah, they were saying he needs to file something in certain states, and he missed the deadline or something.
Yeah, that's it. They keep out lazy people. They like, you know, you've got to fill in a form to become president. They put barriers in the way. It's like getting car insurance or something. It's like it's a hassle.
I think The Rock's going to be a president one day.
I think The Rock could be a good president.
Yeah.
Well, he's good in Jumanji too.
I can see that. He's got charisma.
And he seems like quite level-headed, despite all the steroids he's taking. You think somebody with that, imagine if Trump had those steroids, he'd be just fucking he's tearing walls down and stuff. And like The Rock seems pretty level-headed considering.
That might go against him then. They want to be somebody to rile up the people, to get the people, you know.
The Rock had surgery to remove.
The Rock wouldn't go for president is because no matter who you are, you're going to alienate a large majority of the country.
Yeah.
So he might not want to do that, I think.
Yeah, but why would he care about alienating like the country? The thing is, I think once he's made his money, like now people move on to the next phase. It's like people who make a lot of money in business then move on to politics, not because there's money in it, because partly because they want power, and also because they want to serve the public. They want to do something good and they want to leave a legacy, you know?
I can see him becoming like a governor, like what Schwarzenegger did. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But president, it's too divisive, man.
Schwarzenegger's a great man.
But he can't become president because he was born in Austria, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, funnily enough, they both use steroids. The Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger both use steroids.
How you know The Rock used steroids?
Because he got what do you call it, Darius? The gynecomastia.
Rock used steroids because you can look at him and see with your own eyes that he uses steroids.
Because like heavier than Sophie Hagen. You know what I mean?
But the second clue is he's definitely using them now because he's more muscular now than he ever has been. But he was in like the early 2000s, he had to have an operation for gynecomastia, aka bitch tits. So for a period, he wrestled in a t-shirt.
Gynecomastia is like another pronunciation of Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's right. Not to be confused with Ghislaine Maxwell.
He had that gynecomastia, whatever it's called. So basically the testosterone in your body converts to estrogen, is that right? And then so you grow sort of breasts and you get long nipples. And so you got these long nipples hanging out. That's why they're called bitch tits. And obviously, you know, that's a bad look. So he had to have it surgically removed.
So wait, how you all know he had this surgery?
Darius
he had it in 2000. Because I like wrestling, but two, I think he's admitted that he obviously he's taking steroids, and he admitted he had surgery for gynecomastia. You actually only get gynecomastia from steroid use, or in some cases from smoking marijuana. You can get it as well, but usually it's from steroids.
This is the thing, marijuana. Everybody carries on about marijuana as if it's some health-giving thing, like especially CBD oil and stuff. I don't think it's that healthy. I think it's a stinky thing, and it's like you smoke it, and that's bad for you. And also, it makes people incapable of filling in forms. Maybe that's why Kanye West forgot to do his application for president. Like all my friends who smoke weed, we grew up. Obviously, we're all smoking weed when we were teenagers. ones who still smoke weed, like, just tend to sit and smoke weed instead of doing stuff.
I made weed brownies the other day.
Were they nice?
Yeah, they were really nice.
I actually found a weed gummy that you gave me. It's in my bag for like 6 months. And it's all like squidged out of the foil and stuff.
I mean, I'm not a massive fan of weed, but, you know, every few months, maybe.
Yeah. Well, at Christmas time, it was like after one of the Christmas shows, and so all the comedians were in the green room just having some drinks and stuff. And one of the comedians shared this like vape from America that's like it's THC, so it's the psychoactive.
I know who that is. Who
is it?
Yeah. I'm not calling on names.
I got a funny story about this.
Well, she said to me, like, you know, have a blast on this. And I thought it's a party, everybody's having fun, you know, like smokes up. So I smoked. I'm not joking. I just total like what I couldn't even talk. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't talk. I was with this lassie. I had to say to the lassie, I was like, look, I'm really sorry, but I can't be in a social situation. I need to hide. Can we go and hide in the hotel room? And I just went to the hotel room and hid. And then I couldn't even sleep. I was that worried I was going to be ruined the next day for doing more comedy.
That happened to me, but in New York, I went to a party with Daniel Simonson, who's a great New York comedian. So I was just meeting all the comedians. Someone offered me a toke of this. I was like, I'll take a big one. It won't do nothing. Within like minutes, I was having the biggest whitey. I had to be taken. He took me into the bathroom to try and talk to me. I walked into the bathroom, fell down, head-butted the door. In front of all these comedians. Then I just said, look, do you mind if I just lie in your bed for 5 hours? So I was just lying in this bed, just white, passed out.
Man, how can people enjoy that? How can people enjoy it? Last smoke, I was like, oh, somebody's giving somebody something at a party. It must be enjoyable. And I had it, and it was the most, like, instantly, just a horrible night. Horrible time.
What were we talking about before this?
Kanye West running for presidency.
Kanye West running for president.
No, just before the weed bit. Because I had something to say. But yeah, carry on.
I want to know what we were talking about.
It was something before Kanye leading up to the weed. I can't remember what it was.
Why are we talking about weed? How did we get onto weed? I feel like I smoked some weed.
Yeah, what was it before weed, man? I don't know.
Weed's actually a good industry to get into right now. Well, actually, it's probably a bit late, but it was a good industry. It's fast growing.
I'll tell you what the fastest growing industry
is. The rock.
Oh, yeah.
Rock. That was it.
Oh, and it can cause gynecomastia.
Yeah. So what it was, not only that with the steroids, is this guy, you know, I don't know if you guys follow baseball. There was this guy, Jose Canseco.
I know his name.
Yeah. So basically, this was it the late 90s, early 2000s when there was like three guys. There was like Barry Bonds, there was Jose Canseco, there was another guy called Mark something. Anyhow, there was all these guys started hitting home runs up in the 80s, 90s, when previously it used to be only like 50 or 60, right? But they're all doped up on steroids. And the league knew about it, but it was so exciting they said nothing. So it was like great for ratings. So the league was just like, let them carry on. So all these guys were doped up. And there was Sammy Sosa as well. And I can't remember. There was a Mark something. I can't remember.
Yeah, ginger guy.
No, Mark. He was hulky.
Yeah, I think he was. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And all these guys were jacked, man. So the league didn't say anything. But then Jose Canseco eventually snitched. And he's been on podcasts since. And he was saying that, he used to juice up every day and whatnot. And what happened is that his testicles shrunk and his testicles stopped producing testosterone. So now he has to get a testosterone patch to wear for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Because it completely shrunk his testicles and shit like that.
I was just talking to a lassie today, Nikki, and she's a doctor, and she had a case. She says it comes into her head she thinks about this guy every few days or whatever, just pops into her head because basically he'd done that, he'd done steroids. His testicles had shrunk, totally atrophied, and he'd injected Vaseline. He'd injected Vaseline in himself because he thought it was like inert and stuff. So and obviously got infected, got these swollen fucking Vaseline testicles. And she had to cut them off. should cut his infected Vaseline testicles off. But I don't know who would inject Vaseline into their balls. Sounds like a Donald Trump cure for coronavirus. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
One of my favorite videos on the internet is this guy castrating himself. It's just him with a bucket. You search, it's there. It's amazing. He's like, but he's so nonchalant and happy. The Australian guy who's like, all right, guys, so just going to get rid of my nudges. So I put this on. And then it's over a period of days. This is incredibly painful. They're cold to the touch. And, okay, they're starting to come off. Then he finally, about 7 days into it, they're about to fall off because I'm just going to cut them off with a scalpel now. Completely happy. He cuts off his balls. Then he looks at them in the thing, goes, so there you go. That's my nudges. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos. It's like, what are you going to be cutting off next, right? You don't have that much thing in the end. It's just going to be...
Why did he do it?
Huh?
What was his reason then for doing that?
People are freaks, man. People like cutting their balls off. That was he cut his off. It was a fun thing for him to do.
But the body dysmorphia thing.
He want to transition?
No, it's like I'm a man. It's there. It's out there. It's just look for it. Man cuts off his own, castrates himself.
I'll probably watch it with my mum later.
It's pretty good video.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Nico, have you ever thought about not cutting off your balls? Have you ever thought about doing steroids?
I like the idea of steroids.
Yeah.
But I don't like the side effects. But I've thought about it, yeah.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause I'm sort of tall. I'm sort of like you. I'm sort of tall and skinny, and so I think steroids would improve my appearance. But then the side effects are the side effects are it makes you bald and angry, and I'm already as bald and angry as I think is allowed. So, but I had a hair transplant because of Darius. I got a hair transplant. Can you see my hair? Does it look good? I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, it looks quite good.
Yeah, so all right, so settled in now. But yeah, I think now you can get hair transplants. I might as well take steroids. Darius, you took steroids, didn't you?
I took steroids back in a while ago. I wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I thought steroids is the way to go.
Did your balls shrink?
No, but this is the thing, right? I took steroids, and people go online and they learn about steroids, and they go, okay, this is what bodybuilders take, and they take a bodybuilder's cycle. It's like, you're a 10-stone guy. You're not going to do it. Why are you doing the same cycle as Arnold Schwarzenegger? So I did a really minimal cycle, very, very low dose. And honestly, I had minimal side effects, and I got back acne, and my neck went fat. I got a big neck. That's one of the things. Apparently I was a bit angry. I got a lot of water retention, but the truth is steroids work and steroids are good. If you use them properly.
You heard it here first, folks. Steroids work and steroids are good.
Yeah, they're good. The thing is, people have first of all, the government, whoever bans steroids, they ban them because, one, they know they work. Steroids, if you wanted to, I'll tell you what the difference is. If you go to the gym, right, you work out for 3 months, right, you still look like shit. If you went to the gym and you took steroids, you will get the results you were expecting after that 3 months of workout, right? They work, they're good, but people abuse them because they think, if I do more of them, I'm going to get better results. So I had a friend, we both took the same stuff. It's called Dynabol. It's real hard on your liver. And I was taking 1 tablet a day, and I spoke to him and he said, I'm in hospital. I said, well, what for? He goes, I've got liver failure. Well, liver failure? Why? He went, I've been doing Dynabol. I went, I've been doing Dynabol. How much have you been taking? Now, bear in mind, right, I started off at 1 a day and I peaked to 3 tablets a day. And I was doing all the PCT, which is post-course therapy, so you don't get gyno, you don't get other side effects, right? He said he started, guess how many tablets he started on a day? 5. Leo, guess?
4.
20. He was taking 20 tablets a day. I don't care. You take 20, and he's like, I was like, what did you? The guy was yellow. He was yellow. He turned this. So what do you expect? You take 20 of anything a day, that's gonna have side effects. Yeah. So he messed up. He totally messed up his liver. But if you take them minimally, and you got a doctor and you do it properly, The Rock takes them. The Rock takes them. It looks great. Jason Statham, he's on them. All Hollywood actors. What you think?
Chris Benoit. What happened to him?
Chris Benoit. If you don't know who Chris Benoit is, he's a wrestler who, like a lot of wrestlers, took loads of steroids, then went mad and killed his family.
It actually wasn't the steroids that killed Chris, that made Chris Benoit go nuts, though. What actually happened was
it was a factor, though.
It was Twitter harassment.
It wasn't. It was from all the headshots. He took so many. Back in those days, they took stiff headshots with metal chairs, right? And afterwards, the Harvard guy was doing a thing on concussion, which is now universally accepted in the NFL, the Premier League, all over the world. They cut open Benoit's brain. Check. Benoit was, I think, 40-something. He had the brain of a 90-year-old with Alzheimer's when they looked at all the concussion that he had, because they don't understand a lot about brain disease. Steroids is not enough to push you over like that. The guy had serious mental retardation because of all the headshots he received. And that's a known fact. It's easy for people to say steroids, and it's like, oh, don't do steroids, don't do this, because people they don't want you to know them. But my opinion, my excuse, they worked. I thought they were good. There were some side effects, but I think people should be allowed to live their lives and do what they want, and given the information and, so they know what they're getting into.
And there's a lot of therapeutic benefits from steroids as well. So if you use them properly, because the NHS prescribes it with people who need them. I mean, obviously a normal healthy person doesn't need them, but they do have therapeutic benefits.
Well, look at Stallone. Stallone's like 70 years old, and it beat all three of us up, right? Because this guy's been doing.
I don't know if he could now, man. He looks like a.
He looks saggy, man. He looks saggy.
Well, I don't know, but they take HRT. There's these in America. They've got this life longevity thing, and everyone's doing this thing about how you can stay youthful, and they're looking for that. And a lot of them take human growth hormone (HGH), and they supplement with steroids and they to kind of keep young.
Stay young and They also recycle the blood and shit.
Yeah.
Not shit, but recycle the blood.
I take metformin. Is my youth generating drug. Metformin. Leo's trying to get hold of that.
I want to get some of that. That's a diabetes drug, and basically, so diabetes. So much degradation in the body is caused by basically we have too much carbohydrates in our body. And so the metformin slows that down. So as well as stopping diabetes and any sort of inflammation and carbohydrate related, insulin spikes and stuff, it helps prevent Alzheimer's, which is basically another form of diabetes. It's caused by the glucose brain barrier and stuff. I made all that up. I'm not totally sure. I saw a couple of things about it in The Sun or something, and I made that up based on what I saw. But did I get that right?
More or less, that's one metformin equals plus one life. So I take that, and it's pretty cheap.
Plus one life.
Plus one life. One
tablet rings and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Where are you getting your supply from, Darius?
You buy it online, but you got to go online. They sell it. It's cheap. It's super. It's like £10, but you have to pretend you got diabetes.
So wait, you buying it from Boots or a dodgy site?
Yeah, you could just order it from Superdrug, and you go through a thing that says, "Do you have diabetes?" I said, "Yes, I have diabetes. Give me this." And there's been a lot of studies done about it, and it's quite promising that it slows down the degradation of the cells, and people are a lot of people in Silicon Valley are using it now as a anti-aging youth pill. So Elon Musk, people like that. I actually saw it originally on the Joe Rogan podcast. Latterly, some researchers said it can inhibit exercise performance, and you don't get all the results from your exercise. But I don't know. In my opinion, it's the same.
If it's limiting the transfer of glucose from carbohydrates or whatever, if it's limiting the sort of transfer of energy from carbohydrates, then it will probably impact on exercise. But I don't think it'd be in a huge way. It's only going to affect you if you're.
But the study they did it on was on men over the age of 60. So it's they're not exactly prime athletes, are they?
yeah. I think you missed your chance to win an Olympic medal at the age of 60. Unless if they've got a special old person in the Olympics, they probably will soon because everybody's going to be old.
And your brain seems sharper. Mentally,
to be honest, it doesn't feel anything like that. It's just. Skin looks better and stuff like that. It's not that kind of thing. I'll tell you what I have been taking, which I think is good. So basically, we could have a whole supplement of what I do every week. I'm currently taking L-taurine. I take that once before bed, and honestly, it's elevated my mood. I feel clearer, less anxious. It's a nootropic that a lot of people are experimenting with. It's super cheap. It's from Amazon. I've been taking that. I take one before bed, and since I've been taking it since through lockdown, I feel good.
L-taurine. I think I had that.
It's the same stuff as in a Red Bull. When you have a Red Bull and you feel good.
Yeah.
Taurine, but it doesn't.
Ah, right.
It's not the taurine that wakes you up, but it makes you feel good. And when you take that, it just makes you feel good.
There's a brain boosting chemical.
Yeah, it's a nootropic. That's what they call them.
A nootropic. Well, we're learning.
That's what modafinil is. The one.
Yeah,
that's a nootropic.
Speeds you up.
But modafinil's a sort of drug that, it's used in the military. It's like if you need to sort of stay awake, say you've got a blitzkrieg to do, like the Nazis used loads of amphetamines and stuff with the blitzkrieg, so they could just stay awake for 3 days. But this is different from amphetamines. It doesn't give you any sort of speediness or anxiousness. It just makes you awake and makes you super focused. You can stay up all night, if you got an exam paper or something.
I get anxious in the later stages when it starts to wear off. I get anxious.
When it starts to wear off, you get some effects. Also, one thing I noticed, because I used to take it so I was working as a consultant and also doing comedy, so I was getting 4 hours sleep a night, and so I'd take modafinil, but then it makes you not funny. It sucks all the funniness out of you. You noticed that as well, Nico? Did you not? Was your baseline already so low?
Yeah. No, it was the next morning I would be depressed.
Right.
I'd be so depressed and thinking what's the point of this? Anytime I took modafinil, I'd be what's this? And then I wouldn't want to go to comedy. And then it fucks up your speech as well. Remember when you took it and you couldn't talk? The man just trampled over all of his punchlines. So I'm from Scotland.
Yeah. I might as well give my jokes to Darius to do. Oh yeah, no, it just makes you not funny. You don't have any of that empathy or presence. It turns you into a bit of a robot.
Yeah, it sucks out to your creativity, man.
Yeah, but it's good if you got a spreadsheet to batter through for work.
Yeah.
Not that I'll hopefully have to get another job again.
Mm-hmm. No, that's different, man.
Yeah.
Leo, you're the host.
Yeah, but what? We're finished.
No.
Podcast.
You guys saw that one. This one was a while back, though. This lady, I think it was Anne Hathaway, has said that Christopher Nolan doesn't allow cheers on set. Did you guys see that one?
I saw that.
Working.
Yeah, he doesn't allow chairs on the set of his movies.
And where do you sit down?
And people were going, "Oh, this is ableist and this is discrimination. What about old people and people with, leg disorders or whatever you have?" They were saying, but I'm it's a Christopher Nolan. Actors are the most pampered people. Yeah, how are you going to complain? People who work at Asda or behind a bar, they don't sit down. If you work at Top Man, you don't sit down for 12, 20-hour shifts. These people are actors. Imagine them complaining to somebody at Top Man, I didn't get to sit down for the entire day. Oh, really? Me neither. What were you doing? Oh, I was on the set of the new Batman. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
I've done some acting, and most of the time you're just sitting about because you're only all of a sudden they'll be okay, we need you for this scene or whatever. And then you go and you do it and you say your stuff. And acting's dead easy, by the way. I can't believe we have fucking award ceremonies for these pricks. All they do is they put on a block and they stand there and do an accent.
Can I just interject? Leo is the worst actor I have ever seen. And if he continues with this line of thought, I'm going to find a video of his acting, which I think I have on, and I'm going to share it on this because
listen, no. Me and Leo was in a film together, innit, Leo?
That thing with the cats.
Dreamies.
Yeah, the Whiskas Dreamies advert. Yeah. With a fucking cat head on so you couldn't see their faces or anything.
But it was quality acting, man.
Oh, it was quality acting. I nearly got killed by a forklift truck because the guy driving couldn't see where he was going because he had this cat head on. I couldn't see I was hanging off this forklift truck. He drove right into the wall, so I had to jump off before I got squished. Could have died.
So we were dressed as cats and we had to do a heist on a cat food warehouse.
To steal the cat
Yeah.
food.
Brilliant plot and everything.
Yeah. Was that ever seen anywhere? Was that ever shown anywhere?
I don't know.
The thing is, like, it's one of those things. The company was like, "Okay, we want you to do a viral video." And then the guy, we all had like really funny ideas that would have maybe gone viral, but then the company's like, "No, that's too risque. We need to, keep it on." And then like nobody's gonna go watch it if it's just some boring shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's fun though.
I played Mick Fleetwood in a biopic of Fleetwood Mac, and I had to do proper acting with the voice.
Has that been on TV yet?
It's been on TV in America, and it was supposed to be it's on Amazon Prime, but you can't get it in the UK, so I'm going to have to like get a VPN or something so I can actually watch it. But,
have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it.
How many lines you had?
Quite a lot.
What's it called? I'm going to watch it tonight. What's it called so we can all watch it?
It's called Breaking the Band. It's Reels. The channel network's called Reels or something, and it's called Breaking the Band Fleetwood Mac. It's about Fleetwood Mac breaking up. Yeah. And I had to say stuff like, "John, you've got to tell me what's happening. What's the problem playing these parts?" That's acting. Where's my fucking Oscar? Oh, man, these pricks get millions for it. And they complain. And they don't even... The best thing is, like, that guy Christopher Nolan didn't have chairs on the set. Man, the whole time you're acting, you're not working. It's like when you go to like, get a job in an office or Tesco's or whatever, you got to work. Man, you're just sitting about the whole time. And also there's food. You can eat whatever food. And they've got delicious food, man.
Yeah.
They're delicious, but then in between, like if you want a snack, you can get a Kit Kat, whatever, like anything you want. It's their coffee, hot coffee, right there. It's amazing. It's the fucking dream. I can't believe these pricks complain about it.
Yeah, complaining about madness. Son.
Yeah.
And Christopher Nolan is like a top director. He's like one of the best.
The best.
You know what I mean? It's a privilege. It's not like you got to stand up and you're working with someone like Michael Bay or Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? Like,
but come on, man. Give me a chair to sit down on. Come on, man. My back's hurting.
Yeah. I would stand up on one leg to be in a Christopher Nolan movie, dude.
Listen, I would walk up to Chris Nolan, I'd slap him in the face and say, "How dare you tell me I can't sit on a chair?" Then he'd say, "All right, take your £5 million and we're not getting that job." And I'll say, "I've changed my mind. I don't need a chair anymore. I'll stand all day."
Nah, man. What's the other topic? We had something else, man.
No, I think that's everything. So, Kanye, pubs open and hair transplant in Ghislaine.
No, but we didn't talk about the transplant. What was it like?
Oh, yeah. So basically, I flew. The reason I got it, because I bumped into Darius. I don't know, like, Darius has got his hairline just out of shot there, but I can tell you, he's got lots of hair. Look how much hair he's got. I bumped into him in London, and I said, "What are you up to?" And he said, "I've got a consultation for a hair transplant." I was like, why are you getting a hair transplant? You've got more hair than anybody. You like mildly looking, you know what I mean? And so I went along with him, like, just to see what it was like. And when we walked in, they assumed that I was the person who was there for the hair transplant consultation. So I was like, shit, well, now I've got to get one as well. And then Darius went out there, but they wouldn't operate on him because he's got too much hair. He's just got deep-rooted psychological issues that he can only ameliorate with, like, short-term, cosmetic procedures. But,
and steroids.
Yeah. And with me, like, what they did was they shaved my head, and then so I used to be pretty, sort of thin, and like, it was going back. They shaved my head, then they spent like 4 hours drilling out follicles from the back of my head, and then they put them in a little petri dish. And bear in mind that I did it cheap. I did it in Turkey on the cheap. You know what I mean? It's in a porta cabin next to the airport. There's fucking chickens running across the floor and stuff. I looked through the thing, like, so I'm face down in this thing. The surgeon's wearing Crocs. I'm like, oh, God. Not even like Crocs. These are like Woolwich Market Crocs. You know what I mean? Called like Drocs or something. But like, and also they're smoking cigarettes and stuff. Yeah, they're smoking cigarettes. It's dirty. It's not great. But yeah, then they put all the stuff in the front. And then you go back to your hotel in Istanbul. And then like a few months later, all your hair grows through again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what? Are you taking Medoxanil or Minoxanil or whatever?
Nah, my body's a temple. I won't take any of that stuff. For me, it's just cannabis vapes, and it's with that Minoxidil, because I wasn't really going bald that fast. It was receding back. So with that stuff, you've got to take it every day. It's like foam that you put on your hair. You can take it in pill form. But also that stuff's got side effects that affects your hormones. That's because it's your testosterone that makes your hair fall out. That's why taking steroids makes your hair fall out. So that stuff like inhibits the testosterone, but then it inhibits the testosterone in your body. And then you turn into like one of these weak, girly men that Donald Trump talks about. You probably start voting Democrat. I just don't want that happening to me.
So wait. All right, yeah. I had another question, but I forget, man.
Also,
go ahead, Darius.
If you take minoxidil, you got to take that for the rest of your life because as soon as you stop, you go instantly bald. Yeah. And it's worse than you would have been anyway because at least then it would have been gradual, your baldness. Then you suddenly see it all in one go. Like,
yeah, there's this one called Propecia as well.
Same kind of thing. Messes your hormones. But I know a guy, he's a comedian. His brother got it done, but he got his hair transplant done quite young. So he was going bald quite rapidly. He had like, the classic sort of, big bit in the middle. So he got it filled in. But then because he was only like 26 or something, he was still going bald. So then his hair like receded back and like left this like big thatch, like really weird looking thatched island of hair. And then like all this like bald bit and then hair again. And so he just looked absolutely crazy. And he didn't have enough money to get it fixed.
he had like a moat.
Yeah.
He had a moat around it. Oh, man.
And apparently Jimmy White, the snooker player, and he's rich, man. He should have got the world's best hair transplant. But this surgeon said to him, like, listen, I can sort your baldness. He just had a bald patch on the top of his head. The surgeon said, look, I'll cut out that skin and then stitch it back together. So then all the skin's got hair in it. So he did that. And obviously, then Jimmy White's face is all like he's robbing a bank. You know what I mean? With stocking over his face. And he's getting migraines because he doesn't have enough skin to go over his brains.
What did he do? So that he just had that for the rest of his life?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not totally sure.
Is he dead now?
No, he's still alive. We can
see pictures of him.
I'll get him on the next podcast.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because I spoke to the company that did yours.
Can they do black hair?
Huh?
Can they do black hair as well?
Well, that's the thing. They called me and told me come in for a consultation. But my girl went to a hairdresser with this black guy. And he said he went for one. And he said, they don't turn out good on us. And then you look at somebody like LeBron as well. And LeBron is almost a billionaire. And his looks shit. So I was like, if he got like $1 million and can't get a decent one, I'm not going Turkey and pay and pay $1,000 to come out looking like a fucking loony. So I was like, nah, I left it alone, man.
So what's the difference? Is your hair like finer or something?
It's got more curl to it. They might not grow in the right direction or something. It comes out looking weird or something like that.
I'd have thought that'd be an asset because, like, my hair's quite fine, and like if it curled around a bit more, then it would like fill up more space, if you know what I mean.
No, but you can see the direction your hair is meant to grow in easier.
Right.
Whereas with black hair, I guess it's got more kink and curl to it. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. But LeBron, just look at LeBron here, man. It looks terrible.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Yeah.
LeBron.
And there's one time he's got a hairband on and his hair is actually lifting off his head. And the player is like, LeBron, I'm telling him, and then you see him cover it up and he's like, oh shit. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Men worry about it. Man, it like really affects. Like, I was sort of happy being bald, but then I shaved my head and I was like, man, I've got a weird cone-shaped head. You know what I mean? I've sort of got to get a hair transplant. But people really, I've got a mate. Well, Rory. So he spent $15,000 on like hair transplants because he had one, and it failed. He got it done in Glasgow, and so he spent $7,500 on this hair transplant, and it failed. And he thought it'd be better because he's getting it done in the UK. Man, you should always go to Turkey. Like Turkey or Belgium, apparently the best in the world because they specialize in it.
Who's this?
Rory Hanlon. Yeah, but then he spent another like $7,000 getting like 2 more to fix it, and now his hair looks great. You know what I mean? So, but $15,000, that's a lot of money. You could buy my car for that if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Audi, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just buy a beanie for £5, man.
But I think black guys get away more when they look all right with their head shaven, because a lot of black guys wear their hair short, so it looks all right. But I think if you're white with it skin, it looks a bit.
Oh man! After Black Lives Matter, this is not the time for white people to be shaving their heads. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, am I allowed to talk about this? I don't know if I've been racist. If I've been racist, I apologize. But I don't think I have.
Hey, we've already put the apologies in advance, Darius.
Oh, yeah, put the apologies in advance. Nico doesn't like that one. Well, I said sorry in advance, Nico.
Well, what are you going to say, Darius?
What was it? But I didn't hear anything.
Oh, no, I'm saying, I was saying, I think it looks like black men suit their hair short anyway. So when you have
that was it? No, that's not offensive.
No.
Fucking hell, Darius. Get out of the KKK.
It's more for just in case someone like...
What were you doing last weekend? Protecting statues like this guy?
Oh, that's what we didn't talk about. You said we're going to talk about the Nazi salutes and stuff, Leo.
Oh man, because this is the thing. This is the thing when the Black Lives Matters protest. You know, they've got Antifa and stuff. They're like want to tear down war memorials and stuff. You know, want to tear down Hitler because you see Hitler as some. Hitler was racist or whatever. It was the old days. Everybody was racist, and like also Hitler. I mean, if they don't like Hitler, they're going to hate. I mean, what's his name? Winston Churchill, not Hitler. If they don't like Winston Churchill, they're going to hate Hitler. They wanted to tear down Winston Churchill's statue. Maybe I'll edit that bit out. It sounded a bit crazy when I was defending Hitler. But
yeah, me and Nico just slyly going out of shot.
Hey, Darius has said his go at being racist. Wait till you hear my opinions on it. No, so Antifa were tearing down, wanting to tear down like war memorials and Winston Churchill and stuff. They say he's racist, and he's he is, but like it's old days. It's different. Different. He did good stuff as well, like beating Hitler. And they're saying, these people defending the war memorials are Nazis. And I was like, man, these people won't be. Like, imagine if Hitler comes back and sees him and he's like, oh, you're Nazis. Why are you fucking defending this war memorial? This guy beat me. You know what I mean? And but then I saw on the news they're like doing Nazi salutes, and I was like, oh man, they actually recorded a video that was going to say they weren't Nazis and stuff. And I was like, oh, man, I've just got to bin that video now. So I was proper gutted. But it also it made me feel sick. You know what I mean? Seeing like Nazi salutes in the street, and then then people are like saying to me they weren't doing Nazi salutes. And at first, it was my friends that they might not be the most balanced when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I wasn't. But then other people started saying it. I was like, man, I looked at they sent me the videos, and it's a football thing. They've got both hands up like that, But then again,
if people really doing Nazi salutes,
if people are calling you Nazis, don't fucking do anything that can be perceived as a Nazi salute.
Yeah.
And also football salutes, I don't know, they look like a Nazi salute to me. And I don't remember a Nuremberg rally, like Hitler getting a game of five-a-side going just off camera to get everybody in the crowd putting their arms up. You know what I mean? Just keep your arms down a bit, or put them up in a funny way. Do the Tony Blair thing. He just used to put his thumbs up like that. That's a good one. Do that.
Cool.
What are your thoughts? I feel like I went a bit crazy there.
No, that's a good analysis, man.
Yeah, I think we've done enough for today's podcast. We'll leave it at
that. Thanks for being on the podcast. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing this every certain amount of time. We're gonna be doing it every certain amount of time.
That's the perfect time when Leo's frozen.
He's frozen,
and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. We're gonna work out what's racist, what isn't racist. We're gonna my internet connection is unstable. Fuck your internet connection. What the fuck? You do this to me now? We've had an hour and a half of talk, and now the internet fucking goes down.
Yeah, everyone's saying bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Watch again. Thank you. Bye.